Good evening, America. Here we are at 6:34 in beautiful downtown St. Augustine, and it's another edition of Bollox, Talks and Tangent. Our main man, Troy Blevins, has got a previous engagement where he's going out for a fine dinner, and he left me and Blake here without even breadcrumbs.
I know, it's insane, but hey, for including this week, two out of the last three Bollox, I had to be the lead guy.
You are, man. You're my rock. When you're here, I'm happy.
But you definitely are my paper to my rock.
There you go. Consider yourself wrapped. By that same token, I also have to be very nice to you because you've already made it clear that if you don't like something, you're going to put me out of frame. Not only is he hosting tonight with me, he's also producing, and at any moment in time, I could be off screen. So we'll be very good to Blake, as we always are, because he deserves to be good to. He's a wonderful person.
Indeed, Lenny. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. And tonight's topic is actors who have played the
Batman,
the legendary Batman, and this came from this week's trivia question.
Correct.
Where the trivia question was who played Batman in the 2022 movie The Batman, and that was Robert Pattinson. And Lenny, did your team get that right?
We did.
Good
we
job.
Got it right.
How many points did you wager on it though?
That might have been a 3-pointed, depending on where it showed up. We did pretty well on Tuesday until we punked out and bet 0 on the last question, which we got right, because then we would have dominated by leaps and bounds. But it's all right. We'll take the moral victory of getting the 16-pointer correct here for 0 points. Mm-hmm. Anyway, but before we start, we got to thank the people that keep us on the air.
Indeed, you do.
All right.
We did. We have to.
So we're going to start off with the liquor of the week, the whiskey of the week, which is the port-finished whiskey from the St. Augustine Distillery. Those of you who haven't finished your Christmas shopping, go to the distillery and get a bottle of something, because if you've got a whiskey drinker on your Christmas list, or you're a whiskey drinker and you can give it to somebody else to put you on their Christmas list, you're not going to go wrong. These guys make a phenomenal whiskey, and the port cask is really pretty nice. It's a little sweet edge to it. They age the bourbon in the port cask for a while, and it takes on some of those characteristics. Mm-hmm. It's wonderful. Also, the distillery, the St. Augustine Distillery, won the Bottle Cap Award as the best distillery in the country. They've only been around I've been here 10 years, and I think we started pretty much at the same time. So they've been making leaps and bounds. Every product they make gets better and better. Plus, the tours are free, great tastings, and like everything else in the land of tours, it ends in a gift shop. So you can still finish your Christmas shopping there. Great selection of things, bar accoutrements, all their liquors. So it's a great place to go. And then their cohort is the Citygate Spirits down on Sponsor Row opposite the fort.
Last week you guys had the apple pie moonshine.
That was good. Oh, they've got some great flavors. Citygate Spirits, you know what it is? You get a lot of things that have flavors, but they're artificial flavors, and they taste artificial, they taste chemically. I have to tell you, the Citygate Spirits, whether it's their peach, which I come back to, if you watch the show, you know it's my favorite by far, the apple pie, their pineapple, these flavors are true flavors, and they're great. You can, and they're not overproofed. They have a couple of moonshines that are pretty zippy with the alcohol content, but the regular whiskeys, like the peach whiskey, the apple pie whiskey, the Coca-Cola whiskey, they're great to craft your own drinks out of, and they're tasty and delicious. And they also do a lovely free tour where you can try this stuff before you buy. So for those of you scrambling for your last minute Christmas presents,
It really is a fantastic tour, especially in our little sponsor alley as well.
Yep. And as we move down the street, we'll go to the St. Augustine Pirate Museum. Pirate and Treasure Museum. It's fabulous. Been in town for years. And if you've got anybody who's a pirate fan or anybody who's a history fan, it covers it. Really does. You know, they've got the Colonial Quarter, they've got the Bull and Crown, they've got the Oak, but the Pirate Museum is the anchor there, and it's just fascinating. And you know, I've been there 3-4 times. I find something new every time. They've got one of the only 2 or 3 legitimate Jolly Roger flags in existence is there. There's explanations of what happened to the pirates, where they were, the golden age of piracy. It's wonderful. It's great for kids. It's great for adults. It's great for anybody. And you know what? It's fun because they kind of wind it up with a little bit of theatrical piracy. The pirate movies with Errol Flynn and the Hook movie with Peter Pan, and they're really pretty great. So it's a wonderful way to spend an afternoon. If you've got small children and you're in town for the holidays and they're out of school, if you haven't been there, it's a great way to spend some time downtown and really enjoyable. But now we're going to transition to something that's a lot less fun. People are starting to collect their year-end documentation for tax time.
Don't remind me, Lenny.
I'm telling you, it's something I do not look forward to because I've got a pile of paper that I got to sort through and try to figure out what makes sense. And there is an accounting firm in town that will help you out with that, get your money back if you got it coming to you, and they're Abear, Kresge, and Associates. They've been in town for ages. They are a talented group of people that will help you do your taxes, help you start a business, write a business plan. Abear, Kresge, and Associates for all your CPA needs. And, you know, if you're hungry, have you been to Kaiser's this week or last?
I'm thinking I'm going to go tomorrow.
Very nice. Let me know. Maybe I'll meet you there. Kaiser's Deli and Market, 4 White Street, right on the bend of Anastasia Boulevard, between the Alligator Farm and the bridge. You can't miss it because it's set back, so maybe you can miss it. It's one of the best delis in St. Augustine and by far the best pastrami in St. Augustine, without a doubt. Kurt will take good care of you when you get there. If you're having a holiday party, or more importantly, a New Year's Eve party, and you want a charcuterie board or you want a platter of sandwiches, he'll take care of you. They'll package them up and probably even deliver it for you if you ask him nicely, because he's just a good guy. And try the pastrami. Or try the Bollox. It's a sandwich named after the show that you're watching even as we speak. You can't go wrong with either of them. And last but not least, Coquina Coast Realty.
Indeed.
If you're looking for a place to open a business, if you're looking for a place to move into, a place to move out of, if you're looking for a realtor in town, I know one gentleman by the name of Troy Blevins who will handle all your real estate needs at Coquina Coast Realty. Mm-hmm. So look him up and give him a call.
All right. And that phone number is 904-669-7901.
Okay.
Once again, that phone number is 904-669-7901.
All righty. So that takes care of the business aspect of the show, but we'll reinforce that a little later in the show. But let's talk about our word origins to start with. Blake, what do you got for me?
So I decided to go with since we are talking about Batman, I decided to go with superhero.
Okay.
So superhero came is obviously a combination between the prefix super and hero. The first use of the the actual word superhero. Now, do you consider superhero one word or two, or do you separate them?
Either way, I could be comfortable with it as a compound word or as 2 words.
Yes. So the first use of it was actually done by two. They actually separate super and hero. It was in 1899. The Daily Mail in London was the first written source of the word superhero. I think like the French. I think like the French had a little conflict there. So they're talking about this guy in the French war was a hero, but this other guy was a superhero.
Okay.
Up here. So it's not the first use of the comic book heroes that we know of, but also going a little bit deeper into hero. Hero comes from the Greek word heros, which means protector or defender. It was often used to describe someone with divine ancestry or who was later given divine honors.
Well, do you know who? I'm just curious if you knew who the French called a superhero. Ooh. Who are they referring to?
I saw it online on Oxford Dictionary, but unfortunately, Lenny, due to modern internet, The Oxford Dictionary requires you to have a subscription.
It's got a paywall.
I know.
Welcome to America Today.
I know. I'll have to go back into the history to find it because I think
Just curious.
I think I looked it up on Wikipedia about who
Was the first superhero?
Yes.
Okay. Underdog.
All right. Here I come.
That's right.
Oh, wait, hold on. Oh, hold on. I was about to sing Mighty Mouse.
Right.
Damn
To
it.
save the day? All right.
I'm sorry, Lenny. All right. Go ahead, Lenny.
All right. So we're talking about Batman, and for years, the Caped Crusader, people weren't sure what he was, who he was, or what he was doing. But everybody agreed on one thing. He was a vigilante. And that is my word for the week. Vigilante. A person who tries in an unofficial way to protect people and I can't even read my own handwriting, prevent crime or catch and punish
Welcome
someone.
to my struggles, Lenny.
There you go. Who has committed a crime because they think the official organizations that are supposed to do it, i.e. the police, are going to be inefficient in doing it. Vigilante actually is a Spanish word that is spelled the same, and it means a watchman or a guard, and that came from the Latin word for vigilant. And that's where it came from. And it started to be used in the term that we're talking about in about 1856 was the first usage of a vigilante as somebody who was a crime fighter or somebody who's going outside the parameters of organized policing to do what they need to do. Mm-hmm. But think of a posse if it wasn't, it's things of that nature. I don't want to say a lynch mob, but, because that's not vigilante justice. But there is this vigilante justice, there's vigilantism. You have to be very careful because it's a slippery slope. When people get riled up, dangerous things can happen that probably should not. Mm-hmm. All right. You ready to play Cape Crusader?
Yeah, but real quick. So you were asking about the French conflict I was talking about. So it was actually it was called the Dreyfus Affair.
Oh,
so they said like so it was the Daily Mail in London that said like the person that led it who was it Georges Picard was a hero. But then it turned out because it turned out the Dreyfus family, who was falsely convicted under treason, for passing secrets to Germany, they found them not guilty for that, and then the Daily Mail called the Dreyfus family superheroes.
Okay, I think Emile Zola wrote a book about him, the Dreyfus Affair. Mm-hmm. But be that as it may, all right, good. Mm-hmm. So it's French, they got it going on.
Oui.
Yep.
I surrender.
Okay. Easy. All right. Let's talk Batman.
Okay.
Come on, Robin. You go first.
All right.
Who do you got? What do you got? I got a list of them.
I'm gonna hold this guy off for last because I don't think you only did like the Batman, the actual people that actually played Batman as humans.
Yeah, I gave Will Arnett a half a point. I got 7.5 Batman. I didn't go into any of the animated ones other than Will Arnett in the Lego movie, and that was even shaky. But I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 real life people played 6 real live Batmans in, a ton of movies, but 6 actors played him on the screen that was not animated. Mm-hmm.
So the first person I went with is like most people's like number 1 Batman. Like, but it also depends on like
how old you are.
How old you are, but I personally have him as number 2. But he actually did come back and play Batman, and in the new Flash movie. Michael Keaton.
Yeah, that got very confusing. Apparently, Michael Keaton and Ben Affleck both played Batman in the Flash movie.
Yes.
And then there were 2 others Batman in that too. I think Adam West was in there and somebody else in that movie.
Yeah, because
it was very strange. They created a multiverse.
They put like most comic books are like built onto the fact that like there's like different multiverses, but like okay, who's actually Batman? And in theory of the multiverse, like anyone can be Bruce Wayne and Batman. It just each one of them has a different appearance.
See, when I was younger and watching movies and reading comic books and stuff, it was a lot more straightforward. There were no, I mean, the weirdest it got was, Bizarro World in Superman, when you had the Bizarro World, which was the flippy floppy thing. But all these multiverses and overlapping timelines, and it gets very confusing for me anyway, I will say that.
Mm-hmm.
But, I'm going to have to start with the be-all and end-all. The original TV Batman.
All right.
Adam West.
Yeah.
He was great.
He definitely was great. But unfortunately for me, this comes back to the age thing, though, because I don't see Adam West as Batman.
He's a little paunchy.
I know he was, but I still see Adam West, the animated Adam West, as the mayor of Quahog in Family Guy.
Oh, fine.
He was phenomenal as Mayor West. I mean, we can really tell Seth MacFarlane loves Adam West as Batman. There's a lot of running gags about West's time as Batman. And then think when Seth MacFarlane worked on Johnny Bravo on Cartoon Network, Adam West guest starred, and that was the episode that he wrote for Johnny Bravo. And it was one of the best episodes there. So you could tell Seth MacFarlane loves Adam West Batman.
Yeah, I think that Batman TV show from the mid '60s was just so clever, so creative. Between the villains, the henchmen, and how they named their henchmen, the scenes they set up. You had Victor Buono playing King Tut as an Egyptologist who got gonked on the head and then became an arch criminal. You had Otto Preminger playing Mr. Freeze before Arnold Schwarzenegger played Mr. Freeze.
Oh, we'll get to that Batman eventually.
Yeah, it was fascinating. Plus, they went through like 4 Catwomen. Mm-hmm. You had Julie Newmar, Eartha Kitt, Lee Merriweather, and there was one more in that show, I believe. It'll come to me.
Yeah.
Possibly. But it was great because, they were all 2-parters. So it always ended with a cliffhanger of some nature. Earlier when we were doing the evening show with Mike and Amanda, we were talking about how, it was 6 o'clock and we'd sit down for dinner. Batman would be on at 5 or 5:30, and as the show would end, my mother was calling us in for dinner, and my father was going because he didn't care, and I was going, Mom, I gotta wait, I gotta see if Robin can get out of the giant clam that's gonna squash him up, and it was always, will Robin get out of the clam? What will happen? Join us tomorrow, the same bat time, same bat channel. Mm-hmm. It was also one of the first shows to use comic book like graphics every time they had a fight.
How?
Zowie, yep, absolutely, yep. It was really pretty great.
Like what's one word that they really wish wasn't like one of those like Batman sequences, like Jing or Bang.
Well, they were big on Zowie, a lot of Zowie going on there, but and it was funny too because they always ended up every 3rd or 4th episode having to climb up the side of a building. So obviously, it's flat, and they're making it look like they're climbing up the building. And it was, it was a running joke because there would be famous actors or actresses would always pop their head out a window in a cameo, ask a silly question, and all Batman or Robin would say, "Go back inside, citizen. We're fighting crime," or something to that effect. So I really enjoyed that show. It was very fun. And then they did a couple of movies too. Mm-hmm. With Burgess Meredith and Cesar Romero as the Joker, Burgess Meredith as the Penguin. It was good stuff. Mm-hmm. Good stuff, but that was in the olden days. And then the movies tended to get a little bit darker. See, that was played for laughs, so it was a lot of fun. The movies tended to get darker because don't forget the whole thing started with young Bruce Wayne on the street with his mother and father when they get robbed. The guy steals his mother's pearl and shoots both his parents, and he's now an orphan. Mm-hmm. A very affluent and wealthy orphan nonetheless, but an orphan.
Yeah.
And fortunately, Alfred took him under his wing and trained him up. Mm-hmm. So.
Yeah. So basically, like superhero origins, like You obviously had look like Superman laying on there from Krypton. Batman, his origin story. Spider-Man being bitten by a radioactive spider. What do you rank like Bruce Wayne's origin story as Batman?
Well, it's not fantastic science fiction. It's tragic slice of life. His parents were killed, and he came out of that and made himself into be the vigilante crime fighter that we know of Batman. Superman came here, and when he got launched by his father to come to America or the Earth, he gleaned these powers that they didn't know. Who knew if then when he left Krypton that they knew he would get these powers? He just landed here, and then as the baby started picking up the tractor. Same thing. Spider-Man, Peter Parker, skinny little picked-on child, gets bitten by a radioactive spider and feels a little woozy, and the next thing you know, he's climbing up a wall. So, possible. But, Bruce Wayne was a mortal non-superhero. Mm-hmm. So he just did it through grit, determination, and a lot of working out.
And this was started over a pearl necklace on sweet Martha Wayne.
Yep.
Shot in an alley. Not even over a diamond necklace, a pearl necklace.
I believe so. Well, we'll leave that for another day, but yes.
All right. So let's go into another. All right.
And it's interesting too because of the 7 people that played Batman, not counting Will Arnett, because that was in the Lego Movie, and once you step on one of those, you really are in pain. Adam West played Batman through the whole TV series in 2 movies at least. Michael Keaton did 3 movies. Val Kilmer just did 1. George Clooney just did 1. Christian Bale did 3 of them. And Ben Affleck was like all over the place. But some of them were just, combination things like Suicide Squad, Justice League, Zack Snyder's Justice League. And then he was also in The Flash with Michael Keaton. So Ben Affleck was in 5. And Robert Pattinson, the most recent Batman, was just in 1. Mm-hmm. So we'll see. Maybe he'll come back again. Who knows?
Maybe. Who knows?
Who knows? They keep churning these out. I mean, that's... not counting the TV show. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 Batman movies, or 13 Batman movies. Mm-hmm. Well, The Flash and the Justice League or Batman adjacent, but even still.
Yeah, so one of the people you talk about is Christian Bale. That was around the time, that was around the time. Besides the Cartoon Network, they aired their own Batman series. But right. when it comes to the actual movies, Christian Bale was the guy that I knew as Batman growing up. So, but yeah,
that was 2005, 2008, and 2012.
Yeah, I believe. Some of the movies were nominated for Oscars.
Batman Begins, The Dark Knight, and the Dark Knight Rise. The Joker got nominated for a bunch of Academy Awards.
Heath Ledger was phenomenal in those, man.
Well, it was also, don't forget, Joaquin Phoenix.
Mm-hmm. No, well, that was in the regular Joker.
Right, exactly. Right, that wasn't a Batman movie. That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so, but don't watch the second Joker though. Apparently, it's awful.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that the Joker the musical?
Yeah, the one with Lady Gaga in it.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. It's funny because I want to see a lineup of these 7 guys playing Batman, and I want to hear each of them line up and say, "I'm Batman."
Yeah.
And see how that works out.
Mm-hmm. I definitely will say though, like most of the DC movies aren't as recognized or don't have as big of a funding as the Marvel movies. Would you agree to that? Because DC Comics, you have Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, those are in the top 3.
Flash,
Flash, but then they also have but we also have lowlights like Black Adam.
They had Green Lantern, Green Arrow.
Shazam. No, Green Arrow.
It's DC.
No, I think that's
Green Lantern. Green Lantern's definitely DC.
Yeah. So, But I do think a lot more I do think a lot more people like resonate more with like the Marvels type, especially with the Avengers.
Well, the Avengers really,
Iron Man,
right? No,
Captain
that's
America,
right. Yep.
Hulk,
Yep.
Thor,
Yep.
and those do like gangbusters.
Yeah.
They are like blockbusters right there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean DC, you do have your like your big movies, but it has to be like those like big three though.
Yeah, and even the Superman movies, but the Superman movies, the first couple of the Christopher Reeve Superman movies, predated, I want to say probably predated the Batman movies even. And, he did a good job. And then you got Henry Cavill, who is the contemporary Superman, or was more recently. But yeah, DC, and again, the DC comic line and the Marvel comic line sort of went in different directions as well. Even the drawing styles were different for the comics themselves. But it's interesting too, because you look at the Batman movies, and then I went back and when we're doing this, I also looked up Batman's girlfriends or the love interest in all these movies. And there are a bunch of them, and it's interesting because again, so obviously there's a Batman in every movie, but two of the movies had the same character played by two different actresses. So you had Selena Kyle. For those of you scoring at home, spoiler alert, that's Catwoman. So in the Batman movies, as opposed to the Catwoman movie, Batman movie Selena Kyle was played by Michelle Pfeiffer, and then more recently Anne Hathaway. And those are both love interests for Batman. But you had Halle Berry playing her in her own movie, and that was pretty interesting, let's just say that. But then there was a character, Rachel Dawes, who was played by Maggie Gyllenhaal in The Dark Knight and Katie Holmes in Batman Begins. So again, the characters were there and portrayed by different actresses, as was Batman. The characters there, but portrayed by 7 different men.
Yeah.
So it's pretty interesting that way.
Yeah. Oh, dude, like I definitely will say like the one thing I had the word. Dang it, Lenny! I had the words, and all of a sudden they just disappeared. Like
They'll come back.
I know.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Your Long Beach powers are not working on me.
Sorry. I tried.
I appreciate that for Lenny. I appreciate that for now. So a lot of people do were you often like a little bit like a comic book reader yourself?
Absolutely. I lost more comic books in a flood than I care to remember. There was a luncheonette around the corner from me called the Laurel Luncheonette. And when I started buying my comic books, they were 10 cents. It was a shock when they went to 12 cents, then 15 cents, then 25 cents. It was devastating to me. And I knew when they would bring the fresh comics into the store, and this was on one of those, revolving racks. They'd stick them in the revolving racks. Yep. I was primarily, Marvel, Fantastic Four, Spider-Man. I didn't read a lot of Batman comics. I didn't read a lot of Superman comics. In DC, it was more like Sergeant Rock, a couple of the war ones, Jonah Hex. There was a Western one. There were some really supernatural ones because there was one about a Jeb Stewart tank, that was sort of haunted. These were interesting storylines. But yeah, I had crates and crates and crates and crates of comics that I kept for ages, and they all got lost in the flood. And that was up in New York. That wasn't even down here.
Yeah.
So, less to move, but what a shame. Really, what a shame.
Yeah. I don't think I personally own like an actual comic book. I think the only thing I have was like a hard copy of like a collection of like 5 Supermans.
Right.
That was like pretty much it. So
I do have, and I did protect it. I have the first appearance of the Silver Surfer, bagged and put away, because he was one of my favorite characters too. Norrin Radd, the Silver Surfer. That was, he was Galactus's minion, his emissary, his herald, who would go searching for worlds for Galactus to eat. And he was coming to eat the Earth, and the Silver Surfer turned on his boss and tried to protect the Earth. Tough to do with Galactus, but we did. We persevered and survived.
Definitely. All right.
Barbara Jean is intoning the fact that the best Superman episode was when he was on I Love Lucy. I'm kind of partial to the mole people when they come out of the ground in the oil well tough in Texas.
Yeah.
And Barbara Jean, hi, how are you? Is also intoning Prince, as she's often wanted to do. That talented little minx.
Yeah.
What a loss he was.
Indeed it was. All right. So we reached the halfway point of the show, Lenny. Do you want to go and plug some more sponsors?
Sure, we like our sponsors very much, especially the St. Augustine Distillery and the port-finished bourbon. Excuse me 1 second.
Cheers. Clank.
I am. And the St. Augustine Distillery and Citygate Spirits, you got time. If you're looking for a stocking stuffer, maybe they have stockings that you can fit the bottles in. That'd be pretty great too. Look, anybody's looking to get me a gift, I'm in. I'll take a bottle of whiskey from the St. Augustine Distillery. Great places. Take the tours. I'm not going to tell you what the kids out of school this week coming up. You can't take them. But if you've got anybody over 21 and they're looking for something to do in the afternoon, both of those businesses, Citygate Spirits down on Sponsor Row across from the fort, and the St. Augustine Distillery on Riberia Street, both give great tours. If you got the little ones and they're out of school, and that's little ones up to, I don't know, I'm 66 and I love the place. The Pirate Museum, the St. Augustine Pirate Museum and Treasure Museum, go in there. For small children, they've got a scavenger hunt that'll keep them busy looking for things in the museum as they're going around there. It's great. And then you can go over to the Bull and Crown, get something to eat there as well, or take a trip to the Colonial Quarter and see how we did back in the 1700s. Also, I hate to keep bringing up the fact that it's going to be April 15th, sooner than you may think. Abear Kresge and Associates will help you with all your tax filing needs, your business needs, business plans, anything of that nature. They are fabulous. And you're looking for a platter for New Year's Eve. You're looking for something to do to have sandwiches for the day after Christmas. If you've eaten all your turkey and your ham, go to Kaiser's Deli and Market. You can pop in there and probably get a couple of odds and ends as stocking stuffers. If there's a beer drinker on your Christmas list, Kurt has one of the greatest selections of beer in St. Augustine. You can go in there and get European beers, domestic beers, interesting beers, less interesting beers. I would say PBR is a less interesting beer, but I really like PBR. Anyway, so that's a spot where you can go, pardon me, to look for a quick final stocking stuffer. But again, you want a charcuterie board for your New Year's Eve party? You won't go wrong. Julia makes magnificent charcuterie boards. They'll take requests of what you may want, small, large. Same thing with sandwich platters. But again, if you're hungry in the afternoon, you're getting worn out from all your Christmas shopping, stop in, get yourself a pastrami sandwich, get yourself a Bollox, get something on a ciabatta and have it pressed. You're not going to go home hungry, I promise you that. And we got Coquina Coast Realty. If you're looking to move, you're looking to get someplace to live in, you're looking for a place for your business, there are properties around, and Troy can help you find them at Coquina Coast Realty.
And once again, that phone number is 669-7901. Dude, Lenny, we are sneezing and coughing today.
Yeah, well, when I drink cold stuff, it tickles my throat in a not polite way, so...
Why don't you spice it up a little bit? Get more of that in you.
Well, that should, right. That actually is curative. Believe me when I tell you. Bourbon has medicinal powers. Believe me. It's true. And, you know what? I'm ashamed of myself, Blake. Not only on the first go-round or this go-round, did I mention my favorite restaurant in St. Augustine, Meehan's.
Oh, no.
How did we forget Meehan's? Reggie, I'm so sorry. Mea culpa. Meehan's on the Bayfront. That's where my wife and I have spent the last 7 Christmas Eves, and we'll be here again this year. Up at Johnny's Oyster Bar. 3 bars in one. You've got the backyard outside. If it gets a little bit chilly, they've got fire tables there for you. You've got the inside Irish pub, and then you've got the Oyster Bar upstairs. Staff is fabulous. Food is fabulous. The greatest selection of Irish whiskey. I'll say if it's not the best one in the country, it's in the top 3. Chef Chris does a great job doing daily specials there. Staff is wonderful. You're not going to go wrong. And you know what? try their Irish cream. If you haven't tried the house-made Irish cream, you're not going to go wrong there at all. And if you're looking for a good Reuben that's not made at pastrami and not made at Kaiser's, you'll do okay with theirs as well. Not a problem there. And their mac and cheese, Blake?
Oh, the mac and cheese is phenomenal.
So Meehan's right on the Bayfront. They are a great restaurant. So well run and so well staffed. They're just some of the best bartenders and servers in the city, without a doubt.
Yeah, indeed. All right.
Back to Batman.
Batman.
Because you're Batman.
How often do you like to do the voice? Just
What? I'm Batman?
No. You have to do it. Like you have to do it like, I'm Batman.
Right. Well, right now I probably could.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nah.
All right.
Doesn't float my boat, but I have no problem doing it. It's just I'm not Batman.
No.
Though I will say,
none of us can be.
though I will say, I do appreciate the utility belt, because don't forget, Batman was the first one to use a utility belt, and that was great. And that was on the TV show. There was something on that belt that fit any need he had it. Whether it was a grappling hook that he would shoot up and climb up that side of the building we were talking about earlier. Whether it was a smoke bomb, whatever it was. Half the time he had some supervillain repellent type of situation. When they tried to poison him, he would have his little oxygen respirator in there. It was a very clever thing. Very clever thing.
Yeah.
And of course, you can't forget the Batmobile.
Dude, the Batmobile.
And who just bought one recently for $3 million?
Joe Burrow.
There you go.
But tell him what to use on the road.
Huh. It's not street legal?
It's not street legal.
Oh, what fun is that?
Well, just to say like, hey, I'm rich. I am the quarterback of the Cincinnati Bengals. I am rich. Here you go, Batmobile.
Right. You know, it's interesting, too, because as the movies evolved, so did the Batmobiles. You had the original Batmobile that would come in the TV show, come leaping out of the back door of the Batcave, and the road closed sign would fall down. They'd go over it. It would pop back up again. It had its flashing red light, fire coming out of the tailpipe.
Yeah.
It was pretty groovy car. And now they get them with they fly, they roll, they tumble.
Yeah. It's definitely awesome. Like so you definitely say the Tim Burton Batmobile is probably the best one, right?
Which one is that?
It's this one here, the skinny thin one.
Okay, that's a sharp looking one.
Yeah. So we're looking up a list of the best Batmobiles of all time. This one is from the new movie, just like that, like
the Robert Pattinson one.
Yeah, the Robert Pattinson one. It's just like. Like, but it's definitely not like futuristic and like funky as like the Tim Burton one, but just having it look like a muscle car, like 1970s, just makes you look like super badass. Although the cheap, so we can see like the classic Adam West one, the Batman and Robin, the Christopher Nolan, the one with all the bent sheet metal that makes it look like a Cybertruck after a crash.
Yeah. You mean the Cybertruck dumpster?
And then for some reason in the Gotham TV show on Fox.
Oh yeah.
The product placement one.
Well, there you go for sure. Hey, and Barbara Jean, just on a side note, I thought the line was they call me Mr. Tibbs.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, the technology they added into these things, too. You know, because Wayne Enterprises, you know, got into biotech and all sorts of interesting things to keep the Wayne fortune going. Mm-hmm. So, that was pretty interesting.
Yeah.
You know.
But also on this list, by DC themselves, they ranked the third best Batmobile came from the Batman animated series.
Well, wait a second. An animated Batmobile? What good is that?
It looks freaking awesome.
What are you gonna do? You can't drive it.
I know you can't drive it, but hey, it looks. If they make like a die cast of it, like people will still buy it.
Of course, people will buy anything.
Yeah, but speaking about the animated series, though, the person that voiced Batman the most, do you know who that is?
No, I saw the guy's name, but because it was animated, I went right over it.
Yeah, it was Kevin Conroy.
Yeah,
I think things been over. Like I think it's like so he started on the animated series like in 1992 and ended in 1996. think during that time he made like I think it was like 150 episodes.
Wow.
Of that plus like 7 DVD spinoffs plus he also voiced himself in like multiple straight to DVD movies outside of the series plus video games. Like so I think he's like the number one voiced Batman character of all time.
So what we're saying is he's making money on residuals.
Unfortunately, he actually died in 2022.
His estate is making money on residuals.
Yes, but they are still using his voice one last time for a video game that's been released. Though.
Okay.
So I believe it's like some like Arkham series.
Okay.
But that'll be like the last time.
From the asylum.
Yes.
Okay.
But so that'll be the last time that we hear Kevin Conroy voice Batman.
Oh.
Yeah. So.
That's poignant.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so of Adam West, Michael Keaton, Val Kilmer, George Clooney, Christian Bale, Ben Affleck, or Robert Pattinson, who's your favorite?
I still have to say Christian Bale because it was like that because it was like before the Robert Pattinson one. Mm-hmm. Like I always thought of like Batman as a dark character, and Christian Bale portrayed him like
he does dark well. Christian Bale does dark well. I haven't seen the Robert Pattinson movie. I'm going to have to look into that and see what that's all about.
But the one thing
because he is the Batman. That's the name of the movie.
Yeah. But the one thing I don't like about the Christian Bale movies is I believe it's in Dark Knight Rises. Mm-hmm. During the it was Bane, and he destroyed Heinz Field.
Right.
And I'll never forgive Bane for that.
Right.
He truly is the worst villain for destroying the great Heinz Field. I mean, Ben Roethlisberger, Troy Polamalu, and Heinz were wanting to play a game, man. But no, you had to hold the city hostage in that field. Damn them.
It was tough for your Steelers. Well, Christian Bale had his choice of girlfriends. He had one of the two Rachel Dawes characters. Oh, actually, he had both Rachel Dawes characters, as a matter of fact. I take it back. He had Maggie Gyllenhaal in The Dark Knight playing Rachel Dawes, and he had Katie Holmes in Batman Begins playing Rachel Dawes. Pardon me. And then in The Dark Knight Rises, it was Miranda Tate was the love interest, and that was played by French actress Marion Cotillard. Mm-hmm. So he had his choice of paramours, so to speak. Mm-hmm. It's an interesting collection of women that played. We talked about the two Catwomen. Anne Hathaway and Michelle Pfeiffer. Then you had Elle Macpherson was opposite George Clooney. You had Nicole Kidman, who was opposite Val Kilmer. We talked about Rachel Dawes, Mary Gyllenhaal. You had Gal Gadot in Batman and Superman: Dawn of Justice. So in the Justice League ones, she played Diana Prince, also Wonder Woman. So that was with let's see, I guess that was Ben Affleck, I believe. Yep. Mm-hmm. And then Kim Basinger played Vicky Vale in Batman. That was with Michael Keaton. And I don't know who he... And then, one of the Selena Kyle's, Michelle Pfeiffer, was also in Batman Returns with Michael Keaton. And then you get into the Flash stuff. So, Batman's, danced around with some pretty attractive women that were trying to find out who he was. They were either photographers or journalists or Catwomen, or they were supervillains in their own right. So it's kind of tough to figure. But they're interesting movies. They really are. Some good songs, some good background, some social commentary. And then you had, Morgan Freeman. Wasn't he? Wasn't he? Mr. Fox. Wasn't he the chairman of the board of the thing and the head scientist? Yeah,
he was. Think he was the. He was Wayne. He was the business manager at Wayne Enterprises.
Right. Who knew the secret as well. And then, of course, how can we go further without intoning "Dear Alfred"? Mm-hmm. Alfred Pennyworth, mm-hmm. Who raised young Bruce Wayne from a pup, mm-hmm. and taught him all the stuff and kept his secret and kept his clothes pressed too. He was the man's man of valet, and that was pretty good. And apparently, Alfred had some skills on his own. A couple of these movies, he had to leap into the fray, which is very funny because in the TV show, he was, held hostage more times than not with Aunt Harriet. So that was always interesting as well. It's just, it's fascinating because some people rank them. I think George Clooney did a pretty good job in Batman and Robin. I like George Clooney. And that was Elle Macpherson playing Julie Madison in that one. But they were all trying to suss out his identity and see out what was going on with him, too. And Bruce Wayne was quite the eligible bachelor because he was rich.
Mm-hmm.
So, and, well.
All right. Yeah, so oh boy.
What?
I got.
You got nothing?
No, I got something.
All right, well, bring it on, young Blake.
All right. So.
Because I'm just drinking.
I know you are, especially on my dad's cup.
That's your dad's cup.
Well, what does it say on the bottom?
On the bottom is fine, but that's the one. That's his. This is to keep this away from other denizens of the 904 Now studios.
All right. So going back to like watching the movies.
I'm with you, Barbara Jean.
So going back to like watching the movies in general, do you often prepare yourself whenever you go into like a superhero movie, like when you go see like a new Batman compared to like when you see like something by like Martin Scorsese, like what's like your general expectations like when you're comparing the both?
Depending on what Scorsese movie it is, you usually have to maybe think a little bit more, depending on which movie it is. Batman it's escapism, it's popcorn. Mm-hmm. You're going to be entertained by a superhero movie. Yeah. It's a comic book. Mm-hmm. It's basically what it is. I mean, they've gotten darker and darker and darker as they've gotten bigger budgeted and evolved. But even the early Batman movies, there was a lot of tongue in cheek going on. There was a lot of comedy in it after a fashion to try to balance out some of the heaviness of it all. Mm-hmm. So I go in with an expectation of being just absolutely entertained. Mm-hmm. I don't think I don't necessarily know that Batman movies are necessarily the most thought-provoking movies. Mm-hmm. Some of them have a couple of messages buried in there, I'm sure. But I go to be entertained.
I definitely do think the one like Batman movie that really made people think was The Dark Knight.
Okay.
Especially with the Joker.
Right.
Because it made a lot of people think like, oh wait, hold on, what's the Joker really doing? I mean, most people won't like truly sympathize with Joker's actions, but
right.
But at the same time, there's like you kind of understand like why like Joker does these things, and then that story got a lot more deeper when Joaquin Phoenix played the Joker in Joker, because a lot of people were worried about like a lot of people in the mainstream media were worried about like okay, were people oversympathize too much with the Joker?
Well, I think a lot of that was because of Heath Ledger.
Yeah.
So, Barbara Jean, you're referring to the songs that Prince had put into the Batman movies? Is that the Prince reference that we're looking for here? Because I'm trying to remember what it was, and it's, it was someone with a rose and a thorn, or am I confusing that with Seal?
Yeah. So Prince did the soundtrack for Keaton's first Batman movie.
Okay.
I think it was, let's see, what's on the track here? So you have like The Future, The Arms of Orion, Party Man, Scandalous, The Bat Dance.
The Bat Dance, okay.
Yeah, so he helped produce like all of it.
All right, Barbara Jean, I apologize. None of those songs were memorable to me.
Sorry.
All right.
Sorry.
But Prince is memorable to me, I will tell you that little purple man.
So apparently it was in between like Love Sexy and Graffiti Bridge.
Okay.
So
you Prince aficionado, you.
I was looking at the Wikipedia page.
Oh, I was giving you points.
Yeah. So, all right, but but you don't hear about like movie soundtracks like that often. Because I know Barbara Jean mentioned Prince,
Right.
with 1981. I think the other one that my dad likes to bring up all the time is Guardians of the Galaxy, the mixtapes. But that
was great.
Those kind of are like on the iffy scale because those are songs that everyone knows about that
Right,
just
which also added so much to the Guardian of the Galaxy's movie is the soundtrack of that were hits or that was music I grew up with, so it was all very comfortable. It was all very familiar. I like those movies too. I mean, a couple of them got a little bit far fetched, but the first Guardian of the Galaxy movie was great. I really liked that a whole lot, and he did a really good job as the character Star-Lord.
Yeah.
But and they evolved a pretty interesting backstory there too. But I think there was one of the Batman movies had a song that was a breakout song. Wasn't it the one with a rose and a thorn or something of that nature?
Let's see. Oh, I'm trying to figure it out right now.
Might have been. I don't remember which one it was, but I seem to think so. And why do I think Seal was the person who performed it?
Let's see. I mean,
now you know my process for
Trust by Prince.
I'm not familiar with that one, but
U2, Smashing Pumpkins.
Are these all people that did songs for the Batman movies?
Yes.
Okay, if you don't have a Seal one there, then I'm conflating it with something else.
Or but of course when you had to mention Batman things, you had to go like na 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 na.
There you go. Batman.
Na 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 Batman.
Yeah, and then you got to go pow and zowie.
Yeah, dude.
Exactly. And we're also doing a very good job of dancing around, not mentioning Robin, the boy blunder.
Who cares about him?
See, that's the point.
I know. The one thing because this comes back to a generational thing again.
How so?
Because I don't think of Rob like when I first think about Robin, I don't think about him like Batman and Robin or like Robin next to Adam West or like next to George Clooney.
Right.
When I think of Robin, I think of the Teen Titans.
Okay.
Series.
Okay.
I think of him. I think of Cyborg. I think of Beast Boy. I think of Raven. I think of Starfire. That's who I think of when you hear Robin.
Right. Well, you'll notice that other than the Batman and Robin movie and the TV show, none of the others had Robin in them.
No.
There was no Ward. Mm-hmm. Dick Grayson, Bruce Wayne's Ward. Mm-hmm. Okay. People learned the whole concept of what a ward was. It was often taken in and sort of like, a Forster situation. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, but yeah, I mean, obviously, because it didn't carry, because nothing evolved into a spin-off of a Robin movie. You had Batman and Robin with George Clooney, but it wasn't followed up by, sorry, Batman, I'm going to go out on my own and have my own movie, Robin. So
yeah. Yeah, but personally, I like based on like live action Robins, I would probably have to say Eminem in the music video.
Okay,
that's personally my favorite Robin, but also fits in well for him being the Robin to Dr. Dre's Batman.
Okay, it's a little Slim Shady there, if you ask me, but okay.
Yeah, so. I had to get that in there. So
all right. You Eminem fan. It's all good.
Yeah. So I know there's like lots of movies made about this, but what's your thoughts about like the age-old debate about like Superman versus Batman?
Well, and I didn't see that movie. And who won? Didn't they knock each other out? I mean, Superman should kick Batman's ass, unfortunately, because he's Superman.
Let's see, who won between Batman and Superman. And I definitely do believe the Vegas did put odds on this, and I
of course they did.
I believe it was the Mirage that put like Superman to like minus 1,000 odds to like Batman's plus 400, and yet somehow Dwight Howard was like plus 20,000. No, apparently it was Batman who won.
How did Batman beat Superman? I ask you that. Did he have kryptonite in his utility belt?
It was actually thanks to Lex Luthor helping Batman out.
See, there you go. The enemy of my enemy is my friend.
Indeed.
So Lex Luthor is Superman's arch enemy. So he's going to help Batman beat Superman, and then Batman's going to have to go clink up Lex Luthor.
Yeah.
So it's tough to figure. But what did he do? Did he shrink him down? Did he put him in the bottled city of Kandor? Did he throw kryptonite at him? Kryptonite dust? Did he weaken him?
So apparently Batman does have a kryptonite ring in one of the comics.
Okay.
So he has that on standby just in case. All right, just in case the Superman.
There you go. He just punches him with the kryptonite ring.
it
Okay,
acts up.
fine.
Okay, you're acting up. Okay. Bang.
Okay. Well, that's a tough one, so I will tell you that. I need to see that, but I really need to see Robert Pattinson in The Batman. And then maybe I'll just, lock myself up for 2 days and binge all the Batman movies. That won't make me stir crazy when I come out of there. That's a lot of popcorn to eat, I'll tell you that, though. So.
Yeah, there is. There is. I definitely will say whenever there's a superhero movie, if I actually go to a movie theater, I do eat a lot of popcorn.
Yeah, it keeps you busy, keeps you crunching.
Yeah.
There
definitely has like a little bit of like salt. That definitely makes you think a lot more about superheroes, a lot more. The extra butter. Wait, hold on. Lenny, do you add like any seasoning to it? Do you add like a little bit of salt to that, or do you add like one of those like Colonel spice rubs that are like epic?
No, I mean I'm kind of partial to garlic powder on my popcorn if I'm making it at home, or sometimes I'll put a garlic clove into the oil as I'm cooking it. But yeah, no, I'm not a big fan of hydrogenated vegetable oil, which is the stuff that the grease they put on it in the movie theater. If you can find a movie theater that actually offers real butter for your popcorn, let me know. Because it's butter flavored hydrogenated soy oil or something like that on that, which is probably not very healthy for you. But yeah, it's hard not to go to a movie and eat popcorn.
Yeah.
The trick is, let me ask you this question, ladies and gentlemen, and all the ships at sea. How much of your popcorn is still there when the movie starts? Because if you go to your seat with your popcorn and you're watching the trailers and you're watching everything that's going, have you finished all your popcorn before the movie starts?
No, wait, okay. Normally at the bottom of the bag of the popcorn is like, for me it's like I was those like little pieces that you just like to chew on that's like soaked in butter or just popped kernels.
Well, those you gotta be careful. You lose a tooth doing that stuff.
Yeah,
for sure. But that's it, because halfway through the trailers, I'm done with the popcorn, which is good because then you can concentrate on the movie without crunching too much. So that works out pretty well as well.
Yeah.
I do like the fact that I don't know that they're still doing it, but I hope they are. The Epic Theaters here in St. Augustine did a whole bunch of renovations. Now they have, like couchy type chairs and stuff. A couple of years ago, they added beer and wine. And then recently, they've got recliners now. I don't know if they still do, but for the longest time, they were doing $6 Tuesdays for any movie that wasn't produced by Sony. Sony Studios, for whatever reason, didn't acquiesce to that deal. But to go to a movie at $6 nowadays is like almost free. You can't get popcorn for $6.
yeah.
And who needs a bag of popcorn bigger than your head? So I like going to the movies. There's some movies you need to see on a bigger screen.
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean,
that being said, people now have 80-inch TVs in their homes, so that's as big a screen as you may need with my bad eyes.
Yeah, I mean, like right now, I haven't been to like a movie theater in a while.
Yeah.
Oh, a while. Like I'll probably say before. No. Okay. I think like 2022 was the last time I've been to a movie theater.
2022?
You want to guess the movie?
Yeah, The Batman.
No.
I'll
give you one more guess.
You gotta give me a hint. There's a lot of movies that came out in 2022.
Yeah, so was non-scripted.
Non-scripted movie. I haven't the faintest idea.
Jackass Forever.
Okay, and now you know why I would have no idea of that. Okay.
Yeah. It really was great. Like so. My mom and dad were huge Jackass fans. Like watching the original series on MTV.
Okay.
Then they're watching the 3 movies. Then I actually went with my mom to go to Epic Theaters to watch it.
Okay.
And some stunts. I'm glad that the movie wasn't 3D like last time. Because I don't think people need to see some stuff.
Is that the movie where they pick up Wee Man and throw him around? That's
every movie.
Okay, I don't know. Trust me. Do you think I've seen a Jackass TV show or a Jackass movie?
You need to, man.
Oh, I have a lot of needs, and I don't necessarily know that may be one of them, Blake.
No, I'll make movie theater popcorn. You can come to my house. We are going to binge watch every movie. My dad's going to laugh his ass off while we're doing it, okay? Bollox, watch along.
Okay, I'm in. I'm in. I can learn things.
Hey, we can nick all these cameras, take them to our house, point at us. Do we just laugh along to the movies?
Right.
Like then plus yeah, you know what? We should watch all 4 movies back to back and make it like a 8-hour stream. Then have our live stream go like raise money for a local charity.
There you go. First one I get up to pee loses. It'll probably be me. I shouldn't say that.
Yeah.
There you go.
It probably will be.
Yeah, with the volume of water and bourbon I drink, yeah, you better believe it.
Mm. All right, Lenny. It's 7:34.
Well, we made it through.
Yes, we did.
For those of you scoring at home, we will be here next week, I believe, and our fearless leader will be back, well sated from his dinner. And please share the show, tell your friends. Come join us. We have a lot of fun doing it. I hope you have a lot of fun listening to it.
Yeah, thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for watching. This is Bollox Talks and Tangents, and we'll see you next week. Take care, everyone.
Support our sponsors.